Hello, welcome to DamageDrop. My name is Drunk Dog.
And my name is kingsize-donut.
Ever since Call of Duty 4, killstreaks, or scorestreaks as they're now called, have been a staple in Call of Duty as a way of rewarding players throughout the match, giving players access to tools that can help them perform even better and help the team get the win. Which scorestreaks that perform the best often changes between different game modes. So here are our list of the top 10 scorestreaks for Uplink in Black Ops 3.
Number 10. If you have played a good chunk of Black Ops 3, you might be surprised we put Rolling Thunder on our list, as it is mostly regarded as a bad score streak, barely getting any kills as it takes a long time to come into the map, making it very easy to avoid. Being a 950 score streak, it is rather expensive for something that usually ends up doing nothing. I know we're giving the Rolling Thunder a lot of crap here, but it did make it on the list, so it got to be good for something, right? Well, yes. While our number 10 spot is our best of the worst score streaks, it does do something that can be quite valuable in a game mode like Uplink. Area denial. Because the Rolling Thunder is so easy to avoid, you can simply call it in a location you don't want the enemy to enter. And it is rather effective at this, as it covers a pretty damn good chunk of the map. Picture yourself in this situation. You're tied in a game of Uplink, and the enemy have the ball, beelining for your Uplink station, and all your defense is moved up in the middle of the map. There is no one that can stop him now. But it so happens that you have a Rolling Thunder ready for deployment. You can call that bad boy in and successfully block off the path for your enemy ball carrier, denying them a score. It is not going to give you any points for your leaderboard, and no one is going to acknowledge you for it. But deep inside, you know that you helped the team with a mostly useless score streak. Number 9.
At our number 9 spot, we got the Guardian. A lot of people look at a Guardian as a trash score streak, and I can see where they're coming from. If I was a KD whoring 9-year-old, I probably would have thought that too. And if you're playing one of those modes like TDM where KD is the primary goal, sure, it's bad. But in an objective-oriented mode like Uplink, you cannot undervalue a good defense. And for the relatively cheap price of 700 score, the Guardian is gonna give you a pretty solid one, as it shoots out its microwave beam, slowly cooking away at the enemy, severely reducing their movement speed and slowly taking away their health. Hell, if you're pretty good, you can set these suckers up all over the map. Put one up defending that uplink station, have one in that tight corridor everybody likes to camp out in. Maybe just put one down in all 3 lanes to avoid and get anywhere near your uplink station now that you're at it, yeah? But why settle for that? Why not just plunk one down straight at the damn ball spawn in the first place? I like to see them take the ball now. Sure, they can take it out, but it's surprisingly tanky, so as long as your team give it a bit of guarding in return, you can create quite an annoyance between the ranks of the enemy.
Number 8. The Cerberus. Named after the Greek god of the underworld's favorite 3-headed fluff ball of death himself, the Cerberus is a force to be reckoned with. This beauty is gonna cost you 900 score, but man is it worth it. The Cerberus is a small drone tank that is packing both a rocket launcher and a minigun, and can be called down anywhere on the map as long as you got line of sight. The Cerberus is one of the score streaks that lets you choose between controlling it yourself or just let the AI take the wheel. They both got their ups and downs. Controlling it yourself will mostly give you the most kills, but leaving it AI control means that you are free to do other things. You can always jump back in and out, so knowing when to be playing with your tank or let it do its thing by itself will have an impact on its and your overall performance. Sometimes it might be good just to have it cover in the ball spawn while you focus on another part of the map, and sometimes it might be best to take it out for a drive and rain death and carnage, keeping the attention on you and not so much the teammate who has the ball. The choice is yours. It might not always be easy to make the right call, but one thing is certain, and that is that the Cerberus is one of those score streaks that is just pretty damn good no matter what you play, and is definitely a lot of fun. Number 7.
If you played a Call of Duty for a while, you're surely familiar with the Predator missile from Infinity Ward's Call of Duty games. Well, turns out that Treyarch wanted to solidify the title as the COD King developer after Infinity Ward's fall from grace, taking a precious Predator missile and turning it into not only one webcam-controlled death rocket, but one that splits into several, effectively one-upping Infinity Ward and creating the Hellstone. When Treyarch named this score streak, they sure knew what they were doing. as it truly feels like hell raining from above when this missile comes knocking. The Hellstone costs 800 score, and its strength lies in its precise striking capabilities and quick use time by the player. The Hellstone can let you quickly take out an important target like an enemy ball carrier, or the whole team if you're lucky enough with your timing. Because of the quick process of launching and killing your targets, it's very valuable in a game like Uplink, where boots on the ground to control the map is important.
Number 6. At number 6 we get a robotic anti-personnel sentry, or RAPs as they're most commonly known. Being Black Ops 3's version of their popular attack dog kill streak, there is no surprise this score streak is a popular choice for not only Uplink players but all game modes. Just like the previous dog streaks, the RAPs is one of the more harder score streaks to achieve, needing 1300 score to earn. This is often the score streak players that are wanting to get those high score streak rewards go for, as the other top dogs, the GI unit and the mothership, usually ends up being less effective than the RAPs as well as being harder to earn. While RAPs is Black Ops 3's attack dog score streak, it does come with some big differences other than the obvious. One is a pack of dogs and one is a bunch of Transformers testicles. The RAP score streak is deployed onto the map from an aircraft, making it possible for enemies to shoot it down before all the balls are deployed, or even being a real party pooper and shooting the aircraft down before any of the RAPs make it out. The second big thing about the RAPs is that they explode when they get close to an enemy, often giving you multiple kills from a single RAPs unit. Damn, I guess they're gonna have to go with parachuting canines with bomb vests next time they go for attack dogs. Number 5.
Hey, remember that we had a Guardian score streak as a number 9 on this list? Wouldn't it be so much better if we could just shoot the brains out of your foes instead of slowly cooking them from the inside? Well, you can, if you manage to get one more kill and like maybe an assist. Because at the 850 score slot in Black Ops 3, you find the Hardened Sentry. It does pretty much what you expect it to, being a merciless cold-killing machine gunning down anyone getting in his line of sight. If you played around with a sentry gun in any Call of Duty, you know it got great stopping power. What the Black Ops 3 sentry does so much better than previous sentries is how resilient it is this time. You can take it out fairly quickly if you have a rocket launcher and is not protected by a trophy system, but the biggest bane of sentry guns, the dreaded melee attack to the back, is pretty much useless as it takes 12 hits. If your opponent team is inadequate to the situation, it can serve as the best defensive tool in Black Ops 3, something which will benefit you not only in getting the win, but also those sweet, sweet kills.
Number 4. At the number 4 spot we got the counter UAV. Map awareness is important in pretty much all competitive games with minimaps, and Call of Duty is no exception, especially Uplink. You want to try to have as much control over where the ball carrier is at all times, right? And of course, you want to see where all those guys that are slaughtering your team is located, or else you end up being the next on a chopping block. This is one of those score streaks that are very easily counted by a single rocket launcher. But there are a surprising amount of players that don't have a single guy on their team with a launcher, which means that this 600 score map denial tool is more than worth it. Sure, sometimes you come up on those teams that shoot down all your shit the second it is deployed, but when they don't shoot it down, oh man, it's a huge boon, not only for you, but your whole team. So be a team player and rock those counter UAVs and call them in right after the enemy call in a UAV or better a h.a.t.r. It's the perfect counter. Number 3.
Speaking of the h.a.t.r, it so happens to be our number 3 pick for the best score streak for Uplink. Not only Uplink though, this one will probably be among the top 3 of everybody's list including all game modes. As we just discussed with the counter UAV in the number 4 spot, map awareness is one of the best tools to succeed in Call of Duty. And when it comes to a map awareness, the h.a.t.r score streak is the undeniable king. It can be a bit hard to get, needing a score of 1200 to call in, but man is it worth it, as it shows the position of all the opposing players in real time and the direction they're facing, not only for you, but your whole team. You can't even hide with Ghost, meaning that if you want to get off the map, you got to either shoot the h.a.t.r down or call in a counter UAV.
It's the perfect counter.
The fact that it can be shot down is of course its biggest and only flaw. But as we said before, it's surprising how often it will stay up for the full duration. Calling in a hater is like ringing the dinner bell for your whole team. It's like lambs to the slaughter. I guess they call this Scorestreak the hater because of all the rage quitting the enemy team will do after you gank them over and over. Just like G.I. Joe told me, knowing is half the battle, and the hater will give you all the knowledge you need to have the upper hand.
Number 2. At the number 2 spot, we got the only Scorestreak that has been in every single Call of Duty game in one form or another since kill streaks were introduced back in COD 4. The little brother and grandfather to the hater at the same time, the one and only UAV. UAV is such an important part of Call of Duty at this point that I can hardly imagine a Call of Duty without it. It would be like playing a MOBA like League of Legends or Dota 2 without the whole warding mechanic. UAVs is pretty much the reason why the bigger maps actually manages to feel so action-packed. You might have noticed that all our last 3 spots on the list have purely been about map awareness. That's because it's such an important part of the game. Twitch shooting skills is one thing, but knowing your enemies and teammates' position is just as important if you want to succeed, especially in Uplink, where the position of the ball carrier is super vital. You might wonder why we put the UAV over the hater, since the hater is very much superior in all ways except one critical point. The UAV is just so damn easy to get. It's one of the lowest score streaks, only beaten by the h.a.t.r. The UAV is only gonna cost you 500 score, which is actually higher than it's ever been, but it's still so worth it, as it helps not only you, but your whole team. So be a team player, call in those UAVs, just think about all the sweet UAV support score you're gonna get. Number 1.
As our number 1 pick, we have the Talon. The Talon score streak is gonna need 1050 score streak to earn, but it's well worth the effort as it is extremely good in Black Ops 3 overall, but especially in Uplink. The reason the Talon is considered a strong score streak by most players is because of its immense killing potential. Just like the servers, you can seamlessly choose between 2 modes on the Talon. If your primary goal is to kill the enemy players, you can control the Talon yourself, which means that you can fly it around and fire his machine gun at all the people that the Talon outlines with a big red death marker for you. It can be shot down by enemy players, but we find that it rarely does so, as it is small and hard to hit, as well as often flying high if player controlled. It would also mostly just kill you straight up before it can get a chance to lock your rockets on, as it has a very fast time to kill. And of course, it's a really good tool to help escort another player carrying the ball, which is of course needed as the ball carrier has no way of firing any weapons himself. This leads us to the second mode of the Talon, which is the escort mode. The escort mode will usually not be that useful in game modes like TDM or domination. But in something like Uplink, having it in escort mode while you're running with the ball can be super helpful for obvious reasons. Just keep in mind that with the increased movement speed of the ball, it might have a bit of a hard time keeping up with you. But overall, it's a great score streak that helps you both in just killing the shit out of the other team and getting goals. It all depends on what you need, and this little versatile drone is not just gonna get the job done. It's like a companion on those long, lonesome road to the enemy uplink station. And that is why it's our number 1 pick for the best uplink score streak in Black Ops 3.
That's our top 10 score streaks for Uplink, and if you want to see more, consider hit that subscribe button. Ratings and comments are always welcome. With all that said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.